The possibility of a new round of stimulus payments has emerged as a topic of conversation following Donald Trump's recent election victory. With inflation continuing to impact everyday expenses and a growing number of Americans feeling the economic pinch, many are hopeful that Trump's return to office might mean renewed financial relief in the form of stimulus checks. For individuals on low or fixed incomes, especially Social Security beneficiaries, disability recipients, veterans, and those reliant on Supplemental Security Income (SSI), the question of government aid is increasingly relevant. This comprehensive look explores the potential for a 2025 stimulus check, Trump's historical support for direct payments, today's economic challenges, the role of Congress, and existing resources that might help Americans manage in the absence of immediate federal assistance. Trump's history with stimulus payments, a record of crisis support. Donald Trump's approach to economic relief was tested during one of the country's most challenging crises in recent history, the COVID-19 pandemic. His administration implemented significant direct payment relief through two major rounds of stimulus checks. The first, a $200 payment issued in April 2020, aimed to provide immediate support to Americans facing the economic strain of lockdowns, business closures, and widespread job losses. The second, a $600 payment issued in December 2020, was another critical lifeline for households grappling with ongoing economic challenges. Together, these two payments amounted to $1,800 for most Americans, helping to mitigate some of the pandemic's financial impacts. These payments were not only part of a larger economic package, but were also reflective of Trump's crisis management style. The decision to issue direct payments stemmed from a desire to stabilize the economy by bolstering consumer spending, which is a core component of economic health. Trump's approval of these payments demonstrated his willingness to take bold steps in times of need, which contributed to his popularity among those in financial distress. His administration viewed stimulus payments as a necessary intervention that helped bridge the gap for many households struggling with rent, food, and other essential expenses. This historical precedent is a key reason why many Americans hope that Trump's administration might consider similar measures in 2025. However, the economic environment and political context are different from the pandemic era, and while Trump's past support for direct payments provides a basis for optimism, it is not a definitive indicator of future action. Whether Trump's administration will consider another round of stimulus payments may depend on current economic conditions, the needs of the population, and his administration's overall fiscal priorities. The current economic landscape, inflation, and financial pressures. The financial landscape today presents distinct challenges, as many Americans are grappling with rising costs in nearly every area of life. Unlike the pandemic period, when the economy suffered from lockdowns and job disruptions, today's challenges stem from persistent inflation, which has raised prices for essential goods and services. Food costs have surged due to supply chain disruptions, labor shortages, and increased transportation expenses. Housing prices and rents have also escalated, driven by high demand and limited supply, putting pressure on individuals and families trying to afford basic living expenses. In addition, the Federal Reserve has implemented a series of interest rate hikes in response to inflation, making borrowing more costly for consumers. Mortgage rates are at their highest levels in over a decade, affecting the affordability of home ownership and increasing rental demand, which further drives up rent prices. Healthcare costs, too, have risen, adding to the financial strain on households already struggling to balance their budgets. For fixed-income individuals, these rising costs have been especially challenging, as their income levels are often stagnant while expenses continue to grow. Given these pressures, a stimulus check in 2025 could be a welcome relief for many. However, Trump's current economic agenda emphasizes long-term structural changes, such as job creation, domestic manufacturing, and reducing reliance on foreign imports. These policies are aimed at strengthening the economy over time, but may not provide the immediate financial support that many Americans need to cope with rising expenses. This focus on long-term strategies raises questions about whether the new administration will prioritize direct payments or opt for other forms of economic support. Congressional dynamics. The influence of lawmakers on stimulus payments. Even if Trump's administration expresses support for stimulus payments, the role of Congress will be critical in determining whether these payments are approved. During the pandemic, there was bipartisan support for stimulus measures, driven by the urgency of the crisis and the widespread economic hardship. The checks passed with backing from both sides of the political aisle as lawmakers recognized the need for immediate relief. However, the current political environment is more complex, with some members of Congress advocating for fiscal conservatism and others supporting additional relief for those in financial distress. Members of Trump's conservative base, particularly within Congress, often prioritize limiting government spending to reduce national debt. For these lawmakers, stimulus checks may be seen as a temporary fix rather than a sustainable solution. They might argue for a focus on economic policies that emphasize private sector growth and job creation rather than direct government intervention. This stance could create obstacles for a large-scale stimulus package, as fiscal conservatives may push for other types of economic reform over direct payments. However, economic conditions can strongly influence congressional decision-making. If the economy were to experience a downturn, or if inflation continued to impact Americans' ability to meet basic needs, lawmakers could face mounting pressure to consider direct financial assistance. Trump could potentially gain support for another round of stimulus payments if he presents them as a necessary measure to sustain consumer spending and stabilize the economy. Ultimately, the support of Congress will play a crucial role in any future stimulus effort, and shifts in economic conditions may impact the likelihood of bipartisan approval. Alternative support. Options. Resources for immediate financial relief. While the possibility of a 2025 stimulus check remains uncertain, Americans in need of immediate financial support can explore a variety of existing programs designed to provide assistance. These resources can offer valuable relief for those on low or fixed incomes, Social Security recipients, veterans, and others experiencing financial strain. Engaging with these programs can be a practical step for individuals and families seeking help with their current expenses while awaiting potential federal aid. One of the most widely available forms of support is food assistance. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, provides monthly benefits to help low-income households purchase groceries. SNAP eligibility and benefit amounts vary by state, making it important for individuals to check with their local SNAP office for specific information. Additionally, local food banks and pantries offer essential food items to those in need, often with fewer eligibility requirements than government programs. Rent relief programs are another crucial form of support. Many states and municipalities offer rental assistance to help residents avoid eviction and keep up with their housing payments. These programs can provide financial aid for rent, utilities, and other housing-related expenses, making them a valuable resource for renters struggling to cover costs. Eligible individuals may apply for assistance through local housing agencies, which can help determine qualification and provide information about available funding. Non-profit organizations also offer various forms of assistance, including financial counseling, utility support, and emergency cash grants. These organizations, often operating at the community level, are well equipped to respond to local needs and may provide flexible aid tailored to specific financial situations. Reaching out to non-profits can provide immediate support and access to resources such as financial advice that can help individuals and families manage their expenses effectively. Staying updated and preparing for policy changes. Staying informed about potential policy changes is essential for individuals hoping for a new stimulus check. Economic policies are often subject to rapid change based on factors such as shifts in inflation, unemployment rates, and political priorities. Keeping an eye on reliable news sources and government announcements can help people remain aware of new developments, allowing them to be prepared to take advantage of any financial aid measures that might be introduced. In addition to staying informed, effective financial management can be crucial during times of uncertainty. Creating a household budget, for instance, allows individuals to track their expenses, prioritize essentials, and cut unnecessary costs. Many non-profit organizations and community programs offer financial counseling, which can provide valuable advice on managing debt, creating savings, and planning for unexpected expenses. These resources can empower individuals to make informed financial decisions and navigate periods of economic difficulty with greater resilience. Community engagement is also a powerful tool for staying updated. Online forums, social media groups, and community events provide spaces where individuals can share information, discuss challenges, and learn about available resources. By connecting with others facing similar financial issues, individuals can benefit from shared knowledge and collective support, creating a sense of community that can be valuable in times of economic uncertainty. The road ahead. What Americans can expect in 2025. As Trump's administration begins its new term, many Americans are curious about the future of economic support. Trump's focus on strengthening the U.S. economy through job creation and reduced reliance on foreign imports suggests that his administration may prioritize long-term structural changes. While these policies aim to boost the economy, they may not address the immediate financial needs of those currently struggling with inflation and high living costs. Whether or not a new round of stimulus payments will be introduced remains an open question, contingent on economic trends and political considerations. If the economy faces unforeseen challenges, however, the administration may feel compelled to revisit the issue of direct financial support. Public demand for stimulus checks could grow if economic conditions worsen or if inflation continues to impact essential expenses. In such a scenario, the Trump administration might find it necessary to consider stimulus payments as part of a broader economic relief strategy. For now, exploring existing support options and staying financially prepared can provide a buffer as Americans navigate an unpredictable economic landscape. Ultimately, while the future of stimulus checks remains uncertain, individuals can take proactive steps to protect themselves financially. From utilizing community resources to seeking financial advice, staying informed, and advocating for needed support, Americans have options available that can help them cope with current financial challenges. The coming year will bring new developments, and staying engaged with the evolving economic landscape can ensure individuals are prepared for whatever changes lie ahead.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Share this video and don't forget to hit the like button.